Hello and welcome to That Audio Jacob, the only podcast hosted by me, That Video Jacob. Joining us this week is superstar MrSimple. Now, you may know him as Jonah. He is a returning guest. If you can recall our famous debate, which is now more relevant than ever before. So, MrSimple is famous for crossing the Delaware and winning Best Audio Design at the 2019 Game Awards. Hello.
Hey, hi. I'm
How
glad
are
to be
you?
back.
Yeah, it's been a good while since the last time
Yeah,
we've last
it's
time we
been a while
talked.
since anyone's heard from me.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while.
I'm not dead. I'm still around. I'm here.
You've had to go into a bit of hiding since the last podcast, I believe. So that's
Yeah, I was gonna say came out of hiding specifically for this. We have a limited time frame we can do this before the government finds me. So
okay. Well,
we gotta do this quick, and I'll disappear again for another year.
okay, that's fair. You know, that's understandable. That's why we only have. I have 3 questions for you that I'll be giving you in a few minutes here. But first, we're gonna check in. So this is the patented That Audio Jacob check in with our guest. We're going to see what kind of answers you have to these basic questions before we give you some of the heavy hitters. How are you doing?
Well, I've been better,
Uh
but
huh.
I'm doing pretty good right now.
Hmm.
Things have kind of started to settle down, getting into my routine, and yeah, things are going pretty good right now. But I can't say it's the best I've ever been.
Right. You can't like divulge your location or anything.
Right, it's not the most comfortable living situation, but it's starting to grow on me, and you just gotta roll with it. You gotta adapt, and
I have to say,
after
your
after about a
microphone,
year,
your microphone
yeah.
quality is a lot better than last year, if I recall. So that wherever
Oh,
you
is
are,
that's excellent.
yeah, wherever you are, it must be
Fantastic
a little bit.
acoustics.
Yeah.
It's the bathroom.
uh,
I moved from my room to the bathroom. No, uh, top secret. No one cannot divulge.
that's fair. You know, that's fair. I would never ask my guests to give such confidential information, especially with like kind of listeners that are out there. Don't want them to
Yeah,
seek you out, especially the government.
right. Bunch of freaks.
Exactly. Uh, since our last time talking to each other, there was somebody stole the audio from our last conversation and actually like made it into like a little production. Now I have to ask you, this is off the record, but did you receive any royalties or like any kind of money from that? Because I
Y- Yeah, I didn't. And times are tough right now, and I could really, that kind of blew up actually. I saw that. It had a lot of views. I'm sure there's some ad revenue coming in from that. I didn't receive anything, with going in hiding right now. I don't really have an income stream happening right now. So that would go a long way to help out, but I haven't seen anything. Did you get
no,
anything?
no, that's the thing. I was asking you just because I mean you were like the main subject of the audio, so I figured that maybe they would reach out to you first. But I mean, it's been almost
No.
a year, and I haven't heard anything. I haven't received anything. Not a check in the mail. Not a wad of cash hidden like taped under a table. Like there's nothing. Not a single damn
Yeah.
thing.
And being in hiding, I can't even receive my tax rebate, like
Oh yeah, yeah.
tax return. Like that hasn't happened.
Well, I mean, you're paying taxes. That's one thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I left hiding very briefly to pay my taxes. I'm not screwing with that, but
Right.
you
Well,
gotta be safe. You gotta be careful if you come out of hiding to do that. You gotta do it the right way, but you gotta do your taxes.
yeah. Like
I'm
you.
not I'm not powerful enough to not pay my taxes.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to mess with the IRS. So like, what'd you do? Like you pop up your collar, like put on some sunglasses, a backwards baseball cap,
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
kind of a.
A face mask. Say I'm still scared of COVID.
Right.
Um, Go to a public space, highly populated, so you blend in.
Hmm.
Maybe use like Mc, go to McDonald's or something at a mall, um, and use their public Wi-Fi. And
Well,
you do it there, do it there, and then immediately destroy everything you use, so it can't be traced back to you.
right. I was gonna
And
say if you didn't destroy it, then they definitely would have been able to track you from that
right, yeah, I
just
had
by
to get
using
a whole
McDonald's
new
Wi-Fi.
phone. It was really expensive. I had to get a new phone and everything.
It's a shame you weren't here last week. We had a VPN sponsorship that would have been a perfect
Ah,
little.
fuck.
Yeah, that's a shame. Um, so here's my final starter question before we get to the heavy hitters.
Okay.
Do you have any new projects going on? Like, if our viewers were
Uh,
to look you up, they said, "Mr. Simple, Jonah, I'm gonna." What would they find?
uh, well, all I can say about that right now is, dear viewers, keep your eyes to the sky, search the horizons. You'll see what I have planned when it occurs. I can't spread any details right now. It's far too important a project to let any details leak. So I haven't told a single soul. But when it happens, you'll see it clear as
Hmm,
day.
like you have some
So
NDAs and another.
yeah, keep your eyes open
Mm,
and head on a swivel.
right.
Yeah.
Um, with that said, we will start moving on to the really important questions, the questions that may reveal the kind of man you are. Proper head scratchers, if I may.
All right. Let's do it.
So this is a question I like to ask a lot of people. I feel like it truly does open up a real conversation, reveals your priorities. You were given $5 million. What is the first thing you would do? The first thing.
First thing I would do with $5 million,
The first
I
thing.
would probably, yeah, the first. I could do a number of things. That's quite a good sum of money. First thing I would do though, $5 million. I would most likely try to find, because I've thought about this, of course. There's many times you think, many times a day, maybe even many times each hour of the day, you think of what I would do with $5 million, or 500 million, or 5 billion. Might just be five
Here.
million
Let's
though.
let's say here 500 million. We'll change the question a little bit.
Five
We'll tweak it.
hundred million.
Five
Okay,
hundred million
that doesn't
dollars.
really change my answer, but I,
Okay,
I
that's yeah,
appreciate
perfect.
it.
No, I'm just open up your possibilities.
Yeah. So what I would do is I would search for a remote plot of land,
Hmm.
and I would purchase a plot of land that I like the look of, uh, so natural wooded, ideally quite large plot of land, and then with that plot of land, I would get a small home, pop it out there, middle of nowhere, and it's fully off the grid. So it
Hmm.
has solar panels, water recycling. I haven't actually researched what any of this stuff is called, but all that stuff. So it's not connected to sewage, not connected to internet, not connected to electricity
Right.
lines, anything. Um, just me away from society,
Hmm.
living as I please, doing as I want. Um, I think that's the first thing I would do, is have that totally of my own, and totally secure, safe, and private property,
So you'd want
and
to be known as
secure.
more like a cryptid. So like children, like
Sure, that
schoolyard
would be
children
cool.
are talking about rumors. Okay, I hear this
Yeah,
crazy man in the forest. I don't know where.
yeah. Don't go too far in the forest. There's this guy in the house, and he's fucking crazy.
Some axe murderer. Those are the kind of stories
Yeah,
you share to make people
right.
less
I would
inclined to
I
go
would
out
tell
there.
stories when I occasionally go into town to get food and things. I would tell everyone, don't go in the woods. There's a fucking crazy guy out there.
Right.
and
Okay.
he's almost killed me numerous times,
Mhm.
but it's actually just me the whole time.
See, with that money, you could probably like hire a makeup artist to like give you some wounds, make your story more
Oh
believable.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's a very that's a very interesting answer. I don't believe I've received that one yet.
Mhm.
I've gotten a lot of boring answers in the past. Charity, like
Ah,
come on.
oh yeah,
Charity, student loans, those kind of things. Like, come on.
yeah. Lame.
The first thing you do is charity. Like, come on.
Yeah. First thing you do, buy a house and disappear in the woods.
Yeah. Well, then you have a, a lot more money. You have a lot of money still to play around with.
Mm-hmm.
Then you could give some away if you truly want to, if you want to be that kind of person, but
Yeah. If I
not
have
me.
any left over,
Yeah, I mean,
maybe.
we never discussed how big this house, well, you said small
Yeah.
house, but how intricate it was.
Yeah. Depends on the definition of small, I suppose.
You know,
But yeah.
size of a small country, perhaps. But um, so that's a good answer. So that's question one. We're gonna lock that one in. Okay. So question two. This one's a bit more abstract. So I'm gonna give you a second to think about it um after I've proposed it. So I want you to think about an animal, any animal, creature from the animal
Okay.
kingdom. I want you to
All right.
picture it. If you could change one thing about it, what would it be and why? So
Mm.
let's say this is the hypothetical situation you're going to be dropped into. You've been put into a council, and these all knowing, all seeing, all powerful beings, they're looking at you and they're saying, all right, you are the brightest ever socially conscious young man we've ever seen. Obviously, they haven't seen you in the past year, but they've put you in this position. They've given you this task. You have to determine how to better enhance the animal kingdom by changing one creature, the one that you focused on. So you're going to pitch this idea to them. I'll be the counsel.
Okay. So here's my idea. Uh, just really quickly thought up. I had an idea, I had an idea of an animal, and then when I heard the rest of the question, I had to change it. And I thought of a pretty good one. I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to take the crickets, cricket animals, and make the loud chirping noises.
Yes, okay, yes.
Yeah, so I want to take them and change the chirping noises that they can make with their legs and everything. I want to change that to sound like human screams.
Yes, yes, that's very interesting. Yes.
Yeah, like screams of terror, of like a human being murdered, and it's just every cricket makes that. But they're all slightly different, of course, because each cricket's slightly different. So anytime you go out, if you hear a couple crickets, normally you just hear them chirping a little bit. Now it's like if you have five crickets, it sounds like five people are being murdered in your front yard.
Right, right. Okay, so why would you make this decision?
I think it would make people pay a lot more attention to crickets. I think they're an interesting animal, and I think they deserve more attention
Mm,
from us, but also animals at large.
yes.
I don't think they get enough attention. I think they not just attention, but I think we need to be more attentive, be more protective and caring in regards to our crickets. Um, because right now they're greatly overshadowed by grasshoppers, and I'm
Mm,
personally not a fan of grasshoppers. They're kind of just a weirder, more annoying kind of cousin that everyone appreciates a lot more for no reason. But if we make the crickets that cricket sound like human screams, I think that would be I think people would learn to appreciate the little things a lot better.
right, right. Okay, yes, this is a very interesting proposal. Um, I believe we will approve it. Yes, yes, I believe we. I
Excellent.
believe we will. We'll make this so. So We'll bring you back to your little podcast show. Yes, go, get out, get the hell out of my.
All right, I appreciate this. I'll go now, but I appreciate what you're doing and the work that you do here,
Thank you,
and I'm very glad to have met you.
thank you. I never hear this kind of thing before. I never hear appreciation for my kind of work. So it means a lot to me to hear it from even a human. Yes.
All right, thank you. Goodbye now.
Yes.
I will
Goodbye.
now leave.
Okay, so that was a very interesting. It's a very interesting answer.
Yeah.
Or would you not like? All right, let's say that they did this. You hear violent screaming outside your, you know, $499 million house.
Yeah.
Um, would you not just assume that there's somebody getting murdered outside?
No, because I know it's a cricket.
But okay, so
Now, if I hear a human scream, I just assume it's a cricket. So
okay,
that also makes really populated and dangerous cities a much more comfortable place to be.
hmm
Because if you just hear a person getting murdered, you just think it's a cricket and it's harmless, and you feel
right,
safe.
okay, I'm seeing the vision now. That would definitely put a lot
Yeah,
of like YouTube Let's Players out of the business, though. I think
yeah, they deserve it. But
it's
yeah, so if you're like in Detroit and like someone around the corner of a building or like outside your window, because for
like an
some
alley,
reason you
yeah,
chose to live in Detroit,
like an alleyway.
um, yeah, in the alleyway in the dark alley between buildings, crime alley, that someone gets murdered there, but you don't know that. You just hear the scream, and then before crickets screamed, you'd be like, "Oh my God, someone just got murdered in crime alley. Uh, I need to call the cops." But
hmm
now, if someone gets murdered, and they scream and it's terrifying. It's not actually terrifying because it's just a cricket. You think it's just a cricket at least, and you're like, whatever happens.
hmm Okay, yeah, I definitely, I could definitely see the appeal now. Now that you've explained it um,
Yeah.
a bit differently.
My
So
first initial thought, because you said think of an animal, I of
yes,
course thought of the animal of all time, just a generic wolf, and then
uh-huh.
you were like, we're gonna change one thing about it, and then my first thought was like, give it a fifth leg for no reason, and then that would have been dumb.
That would have made it a lot faster, though.
Yeah, yeah, it would've.
That extra
There's nothing much
propulsion.
I can't explain that. It's just give it 5 legs. Give it 1 extra leg for no reason.
hmm That extra propulsion. Where would all right? Where would you put the fifth leg? Like under the chin?
I think I would put it awkwardly between the front left and back left leg. So it's
So
like if it were six-legged, that's where the extra 2 legs would go in between the current 4
right.
legs, but it's only 1 leg, so it's off to one side.
So it's a little lopsided. Okay, I
Yeah.
see. It's very interesting.
This podcast was brought to you by the ThatAudioJacob family of channels. If you want to check out a wide variety of videos, we've got you covered. Check them out today.
Welcome back again. I'm here with MrSimple. Now, if you
Hey.
recall, I've given you two very hard-hitting questions that really rack your brain and make you question the man you are and you've become. Um,
Yes.
Here's the final question, the one that truly, I think every man, every woman, every non-binary individual, every person on this planet, every animal, every creature with even the slightest bit of sentience has pondered.
Mm.
If you had been bestowed the powers of God, what would you do with that power?
Ah. So this is kind of a expansion of the last two questions. I like it.
Exactly. Yes.
Uh, uh, hmm. If I had the powers of God, what would I do with it?
Yes, this is not limited to the first thing, by the way. This is
Right.
what would your game plan be given this power?
There's so much I could do. Hmm.
Yes.
That's a good question. So let's. Jonah is God.
Yes.
What's he gonna do?
Mhm. That is
Um,
the
well, I think maybe the first thing I'd do is I think I'd get rid of anime and anime art style. I think that's just been a great disaster for humankind.
a blight
Um,
on society.
yeah, yeah, it's gone too far. It went too far, far too quickly, and it's led to so many other problems that we have. And
Hmm.
I think we need to just part ways and be done with it. So,
Now
anime art done and gone.
would this retroactively remove any anime that's existed, or is this just strictly
In my mind, yes, it did.
okay? So
It does.
in reality, then, if you were God, you would just anime never
Yeah.
was created.
So after the bombs dropped and then anime started,
Right.
that didn't happen. No anime. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but some, yeah. Well, that's first. No more anime.
Okay.
Um,
That's good. That's a very popular answer.
yeah. I'm sure it is. I'm sure everyone will really appreciate that because
Jonah. Oh my God. Um. Uh, uh, and I guess Jonah's gone. I don't really know what happened to him. We'll hopefully pick this up again on the next installment if we can track him down. So, with that said, thank you for listening to that audio, Jacob. If you can figure out where or what happened to Jonah, there is a helpline in the description of the video. Uh, with that said, I guess I will see you next time.